Today we're going to be working on decorating this really cute little bunny decoration. It's perfect for Easter or springtime. Below are some of the things you'll need to get this done. You can always add more decorations to it, but you're going to need a cutout. This is just a really simple bunny cutout. It's 3/4 inch. I'll leave a note in the description below of where I purchased it from Etsy. You'll need a napkin. You'll want something that has a really nice, vibrant coloring to it, and it's going to be 1 or 2 extra plies in there, which we'll be removing. You'll need some paintbrushes. You'll need some decorations. You can use a lot more than that. Scissors. You'll need some Mod Podge. I just use some white paint. You can use either a chalk paint or just regular acrylic paint, but you want to make sure that it does not have a finish to it, like a satin or a high gloss. You want something more matte or chalk paint. You will also need some sandpaper. Any grit will do. This is 60 grit, a little piece of parchment paper, and an iron. I'm using my Cricut Mini Easy Press, but any kind of iron you can have. It can be small or large. You're not going to be using it for very long, but it's the way to set the tissue paper onto your wood product. So let's get started. Okay, to get started, the first thing you'll want to do is you will want to paint your wood product. Now, I'm using a Waverly Snow White chalk paint, but like I said, any kind of acrylic paint or chalk paint is fine. Just make sure you have a flat finish to it. I put a couple of coats on there, front and back. Usually, because my napkin has a white background, I want to make sure it really shows the flowers very vibrantly. So that's why I painted it white. If you had it not painted, the brown or the neutral color of your ornament or wood product would show through. So these colors may not be as vibrant, but if that's a look you're going for, that's totally fine. But I painted mine. I did 2 coats, sanded slightly in between through, and make sure it is really dry. The next thing you're going to do is we're going to apply some Mod Podge. And some people actually use Elmer's glue, but I have Mod Podge and I can use it for the sealing at the end. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to apply a nice coat. Doesn't have to be super heavy, but we're going to apply a nice coat onto here. And we're going to make sure it dries afterwards, because you really have to make sure that this is really dry. There isn't a lot of time to actually do this project. It's really just a lot of downtime. You can speed up things using a what do you call, hair dryer, and that would speed it up a bit, but pretty much it's just, a lot of downtime. So if you're doing a lot of them, it's not a big deal, but you just want to make sure that it's all the way to the edges, because you definitely want to make sure that the napkin that you're going to be using sits and stays really well. So let's just take a quick breather as this dries, and we'll come right back for the next step. Okay, so what we have right now is I did apply one really good coat of the Mod Podge on top of just one side. Now you can do both sides if you want both sides to have the tissue on it, but I'm just doing the one side just to show you how to do this. But it's perfectly dry, and that's key. You definitely want to make sure that this is dry. Right now I am turning on my little Cricut Easy Press iron to make sure that it's hot enough by the time we get to that stage. You might want to do that also if you have a small iron or even a big iron, because this is a relatively flat surface. So you can use a regular iron. It will not damage it at all. So right now, this is the tissue that I'm going to use. It is a pretty large tissue, so I'm only going to need one section of it. So we'll just cut that out right now. And I'll just take this right out of here. So we'll cut that and put one side away, and there's two parts here too. So I will take out another section. Okay, and so now these are 2-ply. Some of them you might buy that are more designer, might have 3-ply. You want to take all the plies off except the one that is attached, that has the color to it or design or whatever you may be having on there. So you want to make sure you take that out. And as you can see, there's the 2-ply out there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our little bunny here, and we're going to see, now as you can see why I painted it, you have the color will come through. So I'm trying to position it so that it looks pretty good, or the way I'd want it to be. I like a little bit of overhang over there, in there, get most of it covered up there, kind of thing, like that. And now I'm going to take my parchment paper and I'm going to put it over. And what the iron does, or if you have a little easy press, it activates the glue so that it bonds with the tissue paper. So that's really good. And it only takes very, very small amount of time. So we're going to apply some medium pressure here. And sorry, my hand is in the way, but we'll get that going. And I'll just keep, you want to really make sure, especially the edges, you want to really make sure it gets on there. I have my easy press set to like a medium heat. So you want to make sure, do not, if you're using a regular iron, do not use steam, because paper and steam are not a really great combination. So you want to make sure, let's see, that looks like it is stuck. So that's good. And I'll shut it off. So there we go. So now that's pretty much that part. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our scissor, and I'm just going to cut the excess out over here. So we'll just get this. Get that out of the way. That way. And I'm just doing it kind of rough because I'm going to take sandpaper and finish it off to get a really good edging to it. And I'll show you that as soon as we get this all cut. But as you can see, it really doesn't take a long time. It's pretty much just waiting time. So here is our bunny. And I have, this is 60 grit. You don't have to use such aggressive, but that's what I happen to have on hand. And you're just going to kind of scrape along. Do not go this way because you might lift up the paper. You just want to go away from it. So there we go, like this. Get into those little crevices. And most of the time you probably have a good portion of the items, in your arsenal of craft stuff. So there's not a whole lot you have to buy. The little wood cutouts usually not that expensive, and you can buy quite a few of them. So if you're doing a whole bunch of them, like maybe doing a really fancy table setting for the holidays or for the season, and you can do this with any kind of design. So it's really good. They make great gifts. So we're almost done here. And because you're using sandpaper, you can really get into those little edges in there. See how it's nice. And it's taking a little bit longer to do it only because I'm trying to get it in the camera so you can see what I'm doing. But if you were doing this without filming it, it will go a whole lot faster, this portion of it. And as you can see, it's like very, very smooth and works really, really well. And there you go. And there's our little bunny right here. Clean out some of the little extra cuttings in there. And now the next thing you would do is, after you get it exactly how you like it on here, all scraped away, I would apply 1 or 2 coats of Mod Podge or any kind of sealer. You can use a spray sealer to do this also. And then you can decorate it. You can put a nice cute little ribbon. You could put dried flowers on there. If this was facing the back, you could put a cute little cotton ball to make it look like a bunny tail. Anything you want to do. And they do sit up really, really nice. So I'll get this all decorated and I'll show you the final product when we come back. Okay, so here is my bunny right now. I have 2 coats of the Mod Podge on it, and it looks really, really good. Has nice crisp edges. What I would do to finish it off is I would put some kind of sealer, or you could put Mod Podge on all the areas, even on the sides and the back, just to seal the paint and it stays nice. But I wanted to show you what it would look like had you left the wood unpainted. And here you can see on this one, here is the same bunny, but he hasn't been painted. So when I put on the tissue paper, you can see it isn't as vibrant, the colors, as it would be had you painted the background or the bunny itself a color. And especially since this napkin was a white background, having the white in there really accentuates the colors of the tissue paper. So let's get back and I will show you what the finished product looks like, all decorated. If you have any questions, or if you like any of these tutorials, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. See you soon.